Welcome everyone, my name is Adam and thank you for joining me on my first video of my new YouTube channel for Adam Jones Balloon Twister. As you can tell from the title, this is all about balloon twisting, balloon modelling, whatever you want to call it, information on how you can get started, and hopefully some vlogs and some information about what I go through when I go to parties, etc. So, about me, I've been balloon twisting for about three and a half years. All started because of my daughter, who was 5 at the time. She loved it. I was out of the job, and I decided to learn using YouTube videos, a bit like this, and a lot of experimentation and an awful lot of burst balloons. So I just wanted to share what I've been doing, because since I got started, I've become so popular. Started making balloons for friends and family, and then I started getting jobs, and word spread. And word of mouth is by far the best thing that you can do in this business. So I want to start today with some basics. And the basics where most balloon modelers start is the balloon dog. So, but before that, what do you need to get started? Essentially, all you really need is balloons and a pump. For balloons, we need these long modelling balloons. These ones are 260 balloons, which basically means when they're inflated, they're 2 inches wide and they're 60 inches long. There are other sizes available, 160s, which you can guess is 1 inch wide, 6 inches long, and 360s. There are loads of other balloons. Like I say, it's a massive world that you can actually explore with balloons. But these are the ones that you're going to start off with. I would highly recommend not buying the cheap ones online. That's how I started off, and they didn't last very long. They popped really easily. They weren't easy to twist and manipulate. So my recommendation, Qualitex used to be the big brand, and not so easy to get hold of since the company's gone under, unfortunately. But Sempertex is a good one, and Calasan is another good one. I'm sure there are many others, so please comment if there are any other brands that you use that you highly recommend if you're an existing balloon twister. But yeah, start off with these long balloons, and then you need a pump. So you can get a hand pump, a plastic hand pump, where when you push it in and you pull it out, I can't think it's a double valve. I think it is. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it pumps the air in both directions. So it inflates when you're pushing it in, and it inflates when you're pulling it out. Very good, very cheap, easy to get hold of. Not so good if you're doing balloon twisting for a couple of hours. So if you're established, you wouldn't really want to use it for too long. You can get floor pumps, which you can pretty much inflate a whole balloon in one push. But they can be quite pricey. Also, you need to be more experienced, I'd say, before investing in that. For me, I use an electric pump. So this one is a Borosino. It is quite cheap actually compared to the others. It's not as noisy as another different electric pump that I've got. It does have a strap, but I've just preferred to hold it or have it on the table. But yeah, once you've got those two items, you're good to go. So I'm going to start with, like I say, the balloon dog. So I'm going to get the nozzle of the balloon and hold it onto the pump. So with this, let me just make sure that I've actually turned it on and give it a test. There we go. So to inflate with this one, I just put a bit of pressure down on the tip there. Good thing with this is you can adjust it so you can have like a specific amount of air. So you can have like 4 seconds. So you can try and keep your balloons at a standard length if you're making a particular model. But I don't need that right now. So I'm going to start with inflating this balloon so we can make our first dog. So, yep, I'm going to pop it on there, and then I'm going to push down, and it is just going to inflate. It's going to go all the way off camera. There we go. And the next bit that people struggle with is tying it. So right now, I'm holding on to the nozzle. Then what I'm going to do, while keeping the air in, I'm going to use my thumb and my index finger. I'm going to wrap that nozzle around, and there's a hole between my fingers. I'm just going to tuck the end through and then let go, and there it is. I'm just going to give it a quick squeeze. And before doing any twisting, it's worth just giving it a squeeze. So So with the balloon dog, I'm going to hold the front, and then I'm going to use the other hand, twist it. And we need to try and twist it in the same direction. So there we've got the dog's nose right there. And we're going to do the ears, so we're going to do a similar size, maybe a slightly longer bubble that we first started off with. And as long as you're holding on to that first bubble, it won't unwind. So I'm going to do it again. And we need to make another one round about the same size. That was a bit short. Give it a few twists. And you see now it's like a row of sausages. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna hold the twist there and the last twist, and we're just gonna push them together. I'm gonna use that hand to hold them and just gonna twist those last 2 bubbles I made around. And there we go, we have the dog's head. And almost mad at this point, when I inflated the balloon, I left the tail on there as well. A lot of people ask me when I'm doing balloon twisting why I leave that tail on. It's important because it stops the balloon from popping too early. Because essentially, when you are twisting, you are pushing the air all the way up to the tail there. So we leave a little bit of room so we can do some twisting and pushing the air up. That's one of the biggest challenges I'd say when you first get started, is just knowing how much air to put in at what time. I still get it wrong from time to time. Yeah, if I just give it a squeeze, it still pushes. It's made it softer, but it still pushes it. You can see it's made that tail shorter. So back to the dog now. So we've done the head, and we're going to do the neck. There's another twist. I'm going to keep hold of the head, and we're going to do the 2 front legs. So they're going to be slightly longer. And again, just like the ears, we need to try and make them as close as possible. So I try and twist it back and try and gauge it like that way. So if you have a look, now we've got the head, 1 leg and the other leg. And just like the ears, I'm going to push that together and twist that around, trying to keep it all going in the same direction. And there we go, we've got the front half of the dog. We are getting quite close. We've still got a little bit of gap there, so but it's going to fill up the whole balloon by the time we're done. So now we're going to do exactly the same thing for the last leg. So twist, and then we're going to make 2 legs. So again, so I'm holding the front of the dog, one of the legs, and gauge it to be right. Yeah, we go, and the other one. So there we go. We have the body, front legs and the body, one of the legs, other leg, and we essentially got the tail. So again, I'm going to get the last twist and the first twist, push them together, and then twist those legs around. And then you can just adjust it to however you want. So essentially, that is the final look. You can also you can give the tail a little squeeze and a little movement. The heat of your hands, you can actually bend the balloons quite easily. So you've got like a little curl. And there we go. We have the classic dog. I normally can do these really quickly because I'm going step by step. But I've actually shown in parties I can actually do it with my eyes closed behind my back. So that's my party piece for if someone wants a dog. But yeah, classic, really popular, especially with the really young ones. Also, we can also do another type of dog. So let me just pop that down there. It's a bit of a cheap and not cheap, but a quick and easy way of making one. So I was going to do another. I'm just going to inflate another balloon. This one's going to be pink. So again, there we go. Again, just like before, I've left the tail on the end. With the dog, it doesn't matter too much if he has still like a bit of an uninflated bit at the end. It adds to the look if you want. It's all personal preference. So with this dog, what people normally do is a loop twist. So, and I'll show you what that means. So again, just like before, we're gonna twist for the nose, and instead of doing 2 ears, we'll just loop back and twist. Dog's head, and again for the legs, we're going to twist the neck and loop back. As you can see, it's a much quicker process And we'll do exactly the same again for the rear legs. That's what I mean. If you leave a little bit, it still adds to the tail. And like I say, it's a really quick and easy way of doing the dog. But I personally don't like it. I don't like it. I like having the ears and the legs defined. But that's how you make a dog. And the good thing about the balloon dog is if you change the dimensions, so if you slightly change the body and the legs and give it a long neck, you've got a giraffe. And it's the basis for so many other designs. So I really hope you've actually enjoyed this. This one, we don't really want that one, do we? But yeah, that is the classic balloon dog, and I'd love to see what you can come up with, see your attempts. And if you have any questions or any comments on my first video, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you could like and subscribe, and hopefully I can get some more videos out to you very, very soon. But for now, thank you for joining me today, and bye for now.